Going on? What's happening? Straight to the point. Please hit the like button. Sub to this channel if you're not a member. Also hit the notifications and share this video too as well. All right. Um, Talking some hoops, man. And disappointing night, man, to say the least. Very disappointing night. Disgusted. Everything that you can think of. Now, of course, we gotta switch gears real quick because we got the Cavs tonight. Uh, but it's a learning curve, and especially down the stretch. Um, in the first half, okay, we had a 24-point lead, and we failed to capitalize on it. At one point, we were well over 50%. We were shooting. I know that we were shooting 53, roughly about 53% from 3-point range. Okay, we were clicking. I mean, everybody was hitting. It was Oubre. Maxi was cooking. I made a post that Maxi had 20 in the first half, and it looked like we were gonna take the game away by about 40. However, uh, Billy Donovan, I got to give Billy Donovan his credit. I know he's faced a lot of criticism. I've been one of the ones that's criticized him too. But Billy Donovan definitely made adjustments in the second half that Nick Nurse failed to capitalize on. In the second, we went away from what was working, okay? And what was working is actually what the Bulls are known to be doing. They were playing, kind of high octane, very fast, which was odd because you kind of want to do uh, opposite of what the other team is doing or whatever, but still be able to match their intensity. And we didn't do that. Now, even though we lost the game 113 to 111, there was still no reason for us to lose that game. Uh, in the fourth quarter, we missed 16 shots. I think Maxey was 2 of 8. Quentin Grimes was like 0 of 5, and Joel was like 2 of 3. Might have been 0 of 3 or something like that. I know we missed 16 shots in the fourth quarter, but the biggest thing is that the last 6 minutes, I say the last 6 minutes and 26 minutes, we did not make a shot. It's like we forgot how to play basketball, and we forgot how to defend. Okay, that right there, that's not going to cut it. Especially we're getting ready to play the Cavs tonight on a back-to-back, in which most likely Joel Embiid is not going to play, which I think is better for us. Now look, I'm gonna say this about Joel Embiid. Okay, last night, not so much on offense, but I was pleased with his effort on defense. Okay, however, when we're trying to run a two man game right now at this stage, it's not gonna work because guys are used to playing a certain way, and um, we're used to being successful without Joel Embiid. So us trying to work a two man game and get the ball into Joel Embiid just like we did um, when we lost that game by one versus the Celtics. We can't. Nick Nurse can't do that. And like I said, man, Nick Nurse, our problem, Maxi, he got to take more leadership in the fourth quarter. He shot 2 of 8. Okay, you were cooking in the first half, but he's got to step it up. Um, I like the way BJ Edgecombe was doing. I think BJ Edgecombe he had a double double. He had 11 rebounds, but it shouldn't. He shouldn't have 11 rebounds. Edgecombe at the two guard. He's not the one that should have 11 rebounds. I need to see 11 rebounds from Bona. I need to see 11 rebounds from Joel Embiid. You know, I think Kelly Oubre he had 18. He was cooking. Grimes had 10. Uh, Joel Embiid. I think Joel Embiid had 20 something. I'm not too sure. Just, like I said, I'm going off the top of my head. However, the Bulls got to get them credit. You might not like them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too fond of him myself. Josh Giddey though, uh, he had 29, man. A few other guys. Now I'm gonna tell you who really saved him, and he played less minutes. That was Jalen Smith, and he came off the bench. He had 14. And Jalen Smith, I had talked about him ever since he had got drafted. That he's going to be valuable, and a lot of people didn't. He's, he certainly showed his value last night because everybody was saying Chicago lacks size and all this other stuff. No, not at all because Vucevic is always good for a double double. He's always been consistent and good for a double double. But this is just terrible, man. Terrible breakdown in the fourth quarter, which we have to win. We have to win in the second half, and we have to win the fourth quarter in order for us to really have a chance at beating some of these better teams. Now we're 5-2. The Chicago Bulls they have our number until we face them again. Now this is a good test for us, but we can't be choking like that. We can't be choking like that, and we're getting up. You know, we're already celebrating like we don't won a NBA title and shit. Nah, man, that can't happen. And on top of that, I like the fact we're on the road. If we can show that we can win on the road, we definitely can win at home. But playing in a place like Chicago and getting up, getting up, 24, 25 points or whatnot, damn near 30 points, and then us getting comfortable, these teams are gonna take advantage of that. But like I said, hats off to Donovan. I can't even. I can't listen. I give credit to where it's due, and Billy Donovan, he definitely outcoached Nick Nurse, especially in the second half. Like I said, at this point, we know that we can score. Grimes can score. Embiid, he scored. All these guys can score, but can you defend? Salute, Kenyon. I see you in the building. Hey, yeah, y'all lost against the Warriors, Kenyon. The Warriors made up for it. Yeah, they beat the Suns. But the Suns, man, the Suns have a better record than where they started off, man. But I didn't intend to talk about the Phoenix Suns and the Warriors game. I know some people think I forgot about the Warriors and the Suns and some of these other teams in the West and all that other stuff. No, I haven't. It's just right now we're gonna go on this stretch right now. I'm focused. Like, listen, you said, yeah, we got with last night. Yeah, I mean, and listen, I give the Suns credit for at least fighting, man. Listen, I put to you like this: the Suns, in my opinion, have more fight in them now than when they did when they had KD, Book, and Bradley Beal. I mean, look at the Clippers last night. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have Bill. They didn't have Bill or Kawhi. Those guys like that, man. Like Bradley Bill, you can't depend on that guy, man. You can't depend on that guy. Now KD, you know what I'm saying? Houston's starting to pick it up a little bit. But like I said, man, we have to play with that intensity that we did in the first quarter, as well as in the fourth quarter, or else we don't stand a chance. Like I said, we got Cleveland coming up. I feel like we can beat. Hell, we could have beat the Bulls. The Bulls barely beat us, man. But they still won, and they still got our number. We can beat any team in the East. It's just a matter of us in the second half or in the fourth quarter. Not gonna win games like that if now the Raptors are at 500 now, okay, and they beat the Bucks. I mean, nah, beat is a bad term. I mean, they destroyed the Bucks. With Giannis, and this is where it's showing that Kevin Porter Jr. I think Kevin Porter Jr. is still out, if I'm not mistaken. Kevin Porter Jr. He shows his importance of being on that team. But I don't know what's going on with the Bucks for them to get blown out like that, man. And the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because nobody's really paying attention to the Raptors, but I'm paying attention to them. You got Scotty Barnes over there. You got Bi Brandon Ingram. You know what I'm saying? And you got R.J. Barry, my guy. And later on, I'm gonna talk about some college basketball. Hopefully, the brother G Price, man, shout out to our old head podcast. He'll be able to talk a little college basketball, which nobody seems like they want to talk about, but we gonna talk about it here, college basketball. But I don't see why the Bucks got blown out like that. You know what I'm saying? After just having a game winner by Giannis, I don't see how they got blown up. But the Raptors, they're not they're not a horrible team by any means. They're like I said, they're at 500 now. Some of these teams are starting to heat up now. They starting to cook. We're gonna see a lot of these teams how they pan out because they got to go on stretches. They're gonna have to go on West Coast swings, East Coast swings, Midwest swings, down South swings. You know what I'm saying? The Texas Tango or Texas Triangle. They're gonna have to go through those, and we're gonna see how they pan out. But I'm very disappointed in us, man. I'm disappointed in our lack of effort in the fourth quarter, man. And Maxie pretty much was doing what he wanted to with the Bulls, but it's not. It's really not how you start, man. It's how you capital. It's not only how you finish; it's how you capitalize too. That should have just been in the fourth quarter, we should have just went ahead and took advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, man, Joel Embiid, man, he's starting to get his legs back a little bit. I noticed like I said, he's making more of an effort on defense. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not gonna get on here and trash Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Now, he was getting in the first half. He was getting scorched by Vucevic. I mean, he was Vucevic was. You'd have thought Vucevic ran a 4-3 or something the way he was getting by Joel Embiid, and he was getting the rebounds over Embiid and everything, just having his way with Embiid. But Joel Embiid started to step it up a little bit defensively. I think having Bona coming in after him it helps, but I want to see how Bona does as a starter, man. For some reason, I don't know, man. I just feel like if we have Joel Embiid starting, man, it's kind of like we gotta wait for this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta play at his pace, and Maxie trying to play at his pace, Oubre trying to play at his pace, Grimes too. He trying to play at his pace. Now, let me talk about McCain. I like McCain. He still got to get in basketball shape. Shouts out to Jerry McCain for being back, but he's got to get back into. He got to get his legs back. Of course, it's not gonna be easy. Of course, seen his leg. It was wrapped and everything, man. Uh, but he's got to get back into our basketball shape. He's not nowhere near in any type of basketball shape. You could tell. Um, he did a good job, effort wise, but he's been out for a long time. So and me myself personally, Nick Nurse threw him in the fire against a hot Bulls team. I think that was kind of a mistake. You know what I'm saying? You want to bring him in to against a team that's really not doing that good. You know what I'm saying? So he could, kind of get his groove back. The Bulls are flying past people. You got Giddy, Herder. You know what I'm saying? You got Vucevic. You got all these guys on it, and the Bulls they play physical. they play physical and they play fast, man. And they're young. They play physical. They play fast. That's a deadly combination when you play physical and you play fast. But we have to beat Cleveland, man. We got to beat Cleveland. If we could show that we could beat Cleveland on a back to back, we'll be straight. But like I said, we're on the road right now. You know what I'm saying? We have to do it on the road. Uh, us playing on the road, it's gonna it's gonna have us battle test because we got a lot of stuff working against us. Last night we should have took advantage. The officiating wasn't bad at all. As a matter of fact, we were getting there were a couple calls that I felt like I was like, wow, y'all gave that to us. Like there was one call that Embiid got out that to us, and we got we got charity for it, and we took advantage of it at the line. Another thing is, man, I think that they should go more to um, BJ Edgecombe in the fourth quarter. Uh, the reason is because BJ Edgecombe has that knack, that aggressiveness in the fourth quarter. He plays both ends of the floor at a high level in the fourth quarter. But I don't know, man. If we can beat the Cavs, we beat Detroit. I'm not saying that we're gonna win a championship or nothing like that, but we'll certainly be better than a lot of those teams uh, that a lot of people are sitting up here saying that we don't stand a chance against. I'm really ready for our well. If we're gonna listen, if we're gonna play in the Western Conference though, and we're gonna play those teams in the Western Conference, man, we got to do much better than this, man. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, and some people might think I'm crazy for saying this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We haven't played nowhere near the top tier competition yet, man. I mean, Maxi is making his case as I would say the second best point guard in the league, but I can't. In order for him to get to that level, he's gonna have to go into an OKC. He's gonna have to go into an OKC uh, and beat them not only at home, but also beat them in Philly too. Because the thing about it is, okay, you got Donovan Mitchell, right, or Darius Garland, both of them. In the last year, it seemed as if though OKC was gonna be in the finals with Cleveland and everything, but it didn't happen that way. And ultimately, we saw what happened at the end of the year. It was a combination of SGA and J Dub, uh, Jay Williams, and they still prove that they're the best backcourt. So what I'm saying is you got VJ Edgecombe, and you got Tyrese Maxey. We have to play against those guys, and we got to be successful if anybody's going to take us serious. Even right now with San Antonio, when it comes to guys like Castle and Vassell and those young guards and Dylan Harper, who's out right now, we got to show that we can be successful against them. Hell, we need to show that we're successful against Ant Man and McDaniel when Ant Man gets back into the swing of things. And that's what I'm saying. All of that is on the Western Conference. Some of those teams that might not have a good record in the Western Conference, I'm still not gonna go to sleep on them. Like Phoenix, they don't have the best record or anything, but they still are playing against, I would say, better competition guard play wise in comparison to the Eastern Conference. Come on, lady. Yeah, so we're not ready. We're not ready for the Western Conference yet, man. And this is just getting us ready. The OKC Thunder, they are, of course, they're the champs. But one, the primary reason they are the champs is because if you look at how they play in the fourth quarter, them guys over there, man, they know what they're doing in the fourth in the fourth quarter, and they know how to win. They like the OKC Thunder can be down so many points. It's just like with the Chicago Bulls. They, like I said, they were down 20 plus points, and guess what? They just climbed back in there, and then next thing you know, they ended up winning by winning by two. Kind of the same thing that happened to us the previous game. The only difference is that we were kind of in a dogfight for most of the game. This game right here, we weren't in no dogfight. We weren't in a dogfight. But yeah, I'm not going to sleep. Talking about the Raptors and the Bucks, I'm not going to sleep. I still, and that's another team we got to beat too. We got to play the Bucks, man. We got to play and we got to beat the Bucks. You know, even though that they lost against the Raptors, hell, we got to beat the Raptors. So we're gonna we hey listen, shout out to Pull Up Podcast, BJ over there, Pull Up Podcast. He making a good point. We have to play some people. You know what I'm saying? We have to play some people in order for us to really say that we have been battle tested. Chicago is just a little taste, man. That's just a little taste of what we about to get. You know what I'm saying? It was Boston. Boston's starting to heat up a little bit now. They're starting to adapt without life with Jason Tatum, one of my favorite players, Jason Tatum. But yeah, man, we just gotta get better, man. we gotta get better in the fourth quarter. Talent wise, we can match anybody in the league. I know y'all are surprised that I'm not on here cooking Joel Embiid. I'm gonna give him his credit. He didn't. Joel Embiid did not play a horrible game. You know what I'm saying? I applaud his effort, man. You know, and he's starting to see that okay, we don't need you handling the ball. You know, Embiid will get beside himself and then he'll start wanting to handle the ball and do too much. No, listen, man, stick to the 22 minutes that you got. Now he's not gonna play tonight. So if we listen, if we beat the Cavs without Joel Embiid, who the Cavs, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're still without Garland. If we beat the Cavs without Joel Embiid, that's gonna really tell you something. And I know the Cavs, they might be short-handed and everything like that, but that's going to tell you, okay, we're gonna we'll do better with him, coming off the bench. Uh, I think he had a block or two, and he had some real aggressive rebounds that I was kind of shocked that he was grabbing. Um, like I said, he's still getting his legs back, and I'm just listen. As much as I criticize Joel Embiid, as much as I get on him, I'm happy that he's out here playing because he could be making excuses. I know that there's been some criticism about Joel Embiid and him not playing back to back. We already knew that he wasn't gonna play back to back. We already knew that, so that's not a surprise. That's not something that anybody should be shocked about. No. So on that note, straight to the point. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, hit them notifications too. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC, basketball and boxing. I'm out.